What's up, everybody? It's your boy Meme here. I was planning on recording a video yesterday. I didn't because a bunch of stuff came up, which I'm going to talk about. So I woke up yesterday at 3:30 a.m. And then I got ready for work. But for some reason, my mom hadn't woken up, at the normal time, and so I was like, I don't know, maybe she's sleeping in or something. I don't know. But she ended up waking up at like 4:40 and was like, Leo, why didn't you wake me up? My alarm didn't go off. It was because she had turned off her alarm the day before for Memorial Day. And I was like, oh, my bad. So she got ready really quick. I felt bad. I made coffee, so she didn't have to make coffee. So I saved her some time. Then we went to work. At work, I printed all the documents that I needed to print with our... I keep wanting to show you guys documents, but I forget that it says my home address on them. Not documents, packages, sorry. I got documents on the mind, but anyway, yeah, so she got ready really quick. We went to work and I printed the rest of those documents that I meant to print on Monday with the printer. With the printer, but it ran out of toner, but the toner's right there. That's why I wanted to show you guys a package. And yeah, so I printed those documents. I put them in I put them in this binder, and the binder's like this thick full of paper. It's crazy. But we finally have all the SDS sheets printed, and now the company's compliant, which I'm happy about. Because I'm responsible for that. I'm in charge of it. And is that an ant on my window? What is that? Okay, I killed it either way. There's like a weird bug on my window. Yeah, and then nothing was really happening. I went to and then after I did everything, took a couple hours. I also hole punched all the documents, and then I put them in there once I did the hole punch, and that was a whole thing. And yeah, then I went to the lab. I slept for a little bit. My boss said he was going to be in a little late. Something was happening where he was living, so he had to wait to get in, and so he finally showed up at 11 or something. And before then, a guy was one of the people was like, hey, could you get something with there's this pile of dirt outside, can you put it inside of the flume? And he was like, you could just use the hopper, so you could just drive the hopper out with the forklift and then fill up the dirt with a shovel into the hopper and then drive it over to the flume and then dump the hopper into the flume. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I did that once, and then my boss showed up at 11 or something. He was like, do you want to go to the new lab? And I was like, sure. But I'm in the middle of doing this thing. He's like, well, you should talk to the person to find out when he needs it done by, needs the dirt into the flume. And I asked him, he said by June 12th. So I was like, I can go to the new lab. And we went over to the new lab, and I didn't really do much. I cleaned. I put the SDS binder into the new area, the new lab, and nothing else pretty much. And then while I was at the new lab, one of the people from the city, one of my coworkers at my other job texted me being like, hey, could you cover my shift? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it was the channel switching job. And so I did the math. I asked my mom if she could pick me up at 2:30. And she did, which was very nice of her. We got home. I had about half an hour to get ready, so I took a really quick shower and I got dressed. And then I left to go to the channel switching job. I met up with the guy who hired me because I hadn't worked there in a month and a half. And he was basically just doing a quick training for me. Because I hadn't done it in a month and a half, just a really quick refresher on how everything works. And then the person who does the job shows up, right? Because the person I was covering for is the backup person, so I'm the backup. But then the person who does the job showed up, and they're like, hi, right? Because we were both in there. And he had said to them, I thought you weren't working for all of May. And they were like, no, I'm only not working for the first week of May. And he was like, oh, my bad. And so it turned into a training session just with this person. And they're really nice. We talk, they do theater professionally, not like AV stuff. I mean, sometimes AV stuff, but like theater, you know, like they do stuff, you know. So we talked about that a lot. We talked about like legs, which are like the things, like the curtains, and how they're attached to these things on a pulley and they go up, and how on the pulleys are these things that can like pull out the. It's like a whole thing. It's crazy. We talked about stage design a bunch. It was really interesting, and we also talked about getting work done on the SOP. So we're gonna meet up on Thursday, not tomorrow, the next Thursday, and see and work on the SOP for it. So then there doesn't need to be so much hands-on training. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Kids playing basketball out there. That's been happening my whole life. He's so old now. It's really weird. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing else is happening. Oh yeah, okay. So then I got home from that job. I got some chicken on my way home. I got some chicken at the grocery store and I ate it through the on a little I walked like half an hour on the way home and I had this plastic container of chicken and I had a fork and I was like eating it as I was walking home, and that was pretty funny. And then I got home and I woke up this morning pretty late. Then I showered, then I went to therapy. I got home from therapy. Then I rode and now I'm going to bed.